The construction of the motorway section KUZMIN-SREMSKA RAČA has a vital geostrategic significance, connecting the capitals of the Republic of Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, and at the same time being linked with the pan-European corridors 4, 5, 7, the Danube and 10. With the construction of the section Požega-Užice border with Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kotroman, it is also connected to the motorway Miloš Veliki and the future motorway E761, the Morava corridor in the Republic of Serbia. The motorway section KUZMIN-SREMSKA RAČA, approximately 18 kilometers long with the bridge over the river SAVA, is a part of the construction project for the motorway E761, Belgrade-Sarajevo. The beginning of the road has been planned to be in the vicinity of the existing junction KUZMIN on the motorway Belgrade-Zagreb and leads to the current border crossing at SREMSKA RAČA. The motorway section KUZMIN-SREMSKA RAČA is constructed for the maximum speed of 130 km per hour, comprising 2 traffic lanes and 1 emergency stopping lane for each direction. The future road has been planned to run through the settlement KUZMIN to the current border crossing at SREMSKA RAČA, where a bridge over the river Sava is being built. From a strategic viewpoint, the bridge over the river Sava at SREMSKA RAČA represents the most important structure on the motorway section KUZMIN-SREMSKA RAČA. Besides the direct connection of the two countries with the full motorway profile and being the first of its kind and of that size, it also represents a remarkable engineering, technical and technological challenge with its structure, construction method and importance, of course. The bridge consists of concrete approach structures on the left and right bank and a steel structure bridging the Sava's riverbed. The total bridge length is 1,321 meters, the left structure, that is 1,312 meters, the right structure. The concrete approach structure on the left bank, the Republic of Serbia side, lies on 13 piers spanning between 40 and 67 meters, 540 meters in total length. The concrete approach structure on the right bank, the Bosnia and Herzegovina side, lies on 10 piers spanning between 40 and 67.50 meters, 450 meters in total length. The steel structure, 330 meters long, connects the approach structures by spanning over the Sava riverbed, thus creating a unique bridge. The bridge piers for the main steel structure are joined for both traffic lanes, while the approach structures have separate piers. Considering the quality of the material in the coastal area of the river Sava, the bridge foundation had to be made with piles. The foundation of the piers in the Sava riverbed represented a particular engineering challenge, namely the designer solution predicting the construction of cofferdams, formation of dry surfaces on the bottom of the Sava riverbed, where the pile caps and the piles were installed, represents a kind of a competition between the bridge construction participants and the force of nature, that is, the force of the river Sava water flow, in providing the necessary working conditions for the construction of the substructure elements. The steel structure's construction, transport, assembly and installation in the design position represented a unique chapter in this project's implementation. The cutting and the primary modular increment production were performed in the contractor's plants in Turkey. The inspections of the structural construction provided the compatibility of the mentioned operations with the design documentation, the prescribed and approved technologies, an adequate scope of work, and the required quality. The modular increments prepared like that were transported from the plants in Turkey and arrived at the construction site according to the schedule. To make larger segments of the steel structure, a temporary embankment was made on the left bank of the river Sava, at the necessary level for the incremental launching of the structure onto the piers and then to the abutment on the right bank. The temporary embankment was made from more than 100,000 cubic meters of gravel installed in compact layers over which a concrete airport-type plateau was constructed, since an ideally flat surface was necessary for the defined and prescribed work operations. 2 bridge cranes of great loading capacity were installed on the concrete plateau, electrically coordinated for secure and safe transport of the structure modules to the assembly spot. On the same concrete plateau, auxiliary tools and temporary supports for assembling modules into segments were made, and then the segments into a unique construction unit. Areas for the assembly of modules into construction segments and, after that, for the treatment with anti-corrosion agents, that is, the formation of a final product, are protected against external factors, rain, snow, wind, etc., using tents of adequate size, that is, areas adequate for unhindered work and application of the approved technologies. The workspace arranged in that manner has enabled the chain processes of work and procedures and the continuity of the final structure production flow. The completion of the steel structure segments and their connection created the conditions for a part of the structure to be incrementally launched to its final position and then for the further connection of the segments and their final construction. After a certain number of segments was done, further incremental launching was performed over the piers and also the support on the river in the shape of a pulling jack. After 13 incremental launching cycles, the bridge steel structure was put into its final position horizontally at the height of 180 centimeters from the final installation of supports. It should be specially pointed out that during the New Year and Christmas holidays, the contractors, workers and engineers, supervision teams and the representatives of the investor, the public enterprise Roads of Serbia, accomplished an unprecedented feat by performing the incremental launching of the right and the left bridge structure of the river Sava, placing them in their final position. In this way, the structures weighing approximately 2,700 tons, about 5,500 tons with auxiliary tools in total, have completed their journey more than 350 meters long and reached their final destination, bridging the river Sava. The incremental launching during the holidays comprised phases 12 and 13, launching the steel structures along the last 40 meters. More than 400 workers and engineers on the site took part in executing works along the entire route. We want to emphasize that the complete structure was assembled, installed, protected and incrementally launched into its final position in less than 8 months, a major accomplishment on a global scale as well.
Most se I dalje gradi. Radni frontovi su I na levoj I na desnoj obali reke Save. Za mnoge je to samo jedan most I on to zaista I jeste. Za učesnike izgradnje ovaj most predstavlja mnogo više od toga. Most je simbol jedinstvene I stvarne kreacije, spajanja 2 obale, 2 grada, 2 države, prostora, ljudi, ekonomija. Ovaj most nesporno predstavlja nezaboravnu I neponovljivu avanturu I uspomenu za sve nas učesnike u izgradnji.